Alright, I'm building a little shed, a little lean-to for this air compressor in my wood for my fireplace. I'm going to do a time-lapse video of that. What I got to do is attach to the building, you drill in a small hole with a metal bit, you hit a stud or whatever, and then you run your screw in there. I already got the hole drilled right here. I'm going to drill some more now. The first holes are always the hardest to get. Like I got this board over here holding. It was holding up this side. But it'll stay on its own now. I just got it on there. I noticed the stud right here. Got all the holes drilled. Now I'm gonna nail it in. This is all pressure treated wood, direct ground, burial, etc. I like to get the pressure treated wood whenever I'm doing something like this. It's gonna be in the weather. Probably could get away with not having it right here, but I ain't cranked this up in a while, so we'll see what it does. Gotta warm up. Last time I did this, it twisted my back for 2 days. Post hole auger, got it on trade from a guy that owed me some money one time. Pretty sweet, pretty good one. I don't know nothing about it. I don't think it was running that good when I got it. I think we had to do some stuff in the tank here, the hoses, but pretty good. A mixture of rock and clay right here. When I put the shop here, I had to go up on the rock. I had to bring rock in, so I could level it out. And that's why it was rocky. I brought all this rock in here. If you hear that generator running in the background, because every weekend I come home, let it run for an hour or two. I knew I read that backwards. I only went down about a foot on these. Alright, this is what I do when I'm setting posts. I go something heavy with a temp, and I just put a little bit in there at a time, and I just beat it down like this. I'm going to get my level out in a minute and check it as I go. I got the frame built out. My phone was dying earlier, and I had to get it level these posts up. All kinds of crap. Then the children was out here playing. It just wasn't good for what I was trying to do. So I just did this yesterday evening. I drilled a hole, put a grommet in there, a little connector, where I'm gonna run my air and my power through that same hole. And I'm gonna mount a receptacle, the 15 amp receptacle right up there above that hole on this side. And then I'm gonna run a power cord up and over and down around to my panel. I'm about to cut some pieces of the board here so I can finish putting them in. But just a little update where we are. Is this thing perfectly square? Probably not. But you know how we do it around here. We get it done. Also, I got these pieces of scrap tin from when they built this shop. They let me keep all the stuff, all the extras. So that's what I'm gonna be using as the roof. Unfortunately, these pieces that are already cut are not exactly the length I want, but I'm gonna make it work. I'm just going to have to overlap one, but it'll come out clean when it's done. Alright, so I got the other ones cut. About 30s in. I'm just going to center up these holes, whatever they are. So I'm going to try to quit talking now. What I'm doing here, this is called toenailing the board. If you can't get behind it to screw into this side, you come in the top like this and down into it. I'm going to send one up through the bottom, and I may actually send one through at an angle like this right here. Alright, I got the rafters in now. Show you a picture of it on a video. Like I said, that's it. It's probably not perfect, but it's going to do well for what I need it to do. Now, when I was at Lowe's, I meant to get roofing screws, but I forgot. So we're not going to have any. What I'm going to do when I'm done with all this, if people say, oh, well, it's at your neck height or it's at your face height, I'm going to put what they call tray guard. We use it in the electrical industry. It's for protecting our sharp edges, like when you got cables or wires going through somewhere so they don't rub and nick on it. But it also works good for putting on the edge of tin. Of course, I didn't measure enough. I just measured the lumber when I was cutting. I really didn't do that. If you look at me over, like I'm going to trim this with the cutter. I have to do it now. I'm going to do it now. You got the cutter, I have to do it. Make a mark on this tin, I'm going to go cut it. Alright, I'm just going to use a hammer and nails to nail this down. It's not the right size nails. It's not the right kind of nails. I don't care about that. If this don't keep the weather out the way I intend it to, it's more or less just to keep it from raining directly on the air compressor in the wood. If it drips a little bit, whatever. If it's a significant drip, then I will come back and I will put the right screws in. But for one, I don't have them and I don't want to go back to town to get them. So I'm gonna use what I got. Tell you something else I don't like. I'm a journeyman wireman in the IBEW. I'm a IBEW's International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. When I go to work and I see grown men that say they're electricians, journeyman wiremen, and they hold a hammer like this, and they're doing like this, that's just inexperience and lack of knowledge, and they're lying, and I can't stand a liar. So, you know, if I'm really trying to precise something and I need to like that, I will. But most of the time I hold it like a man, like a real carpenter. Even though I'm not a carpenter by trade, but I know how to do a little bit of carpentry work. So this here is a Performance Max 10 cutter. I have no idea where my dad got this from. It's probably Harbor Freight or Lowe's or somewhere, but it's really not that great of a tool. Not this particular one, but that's all I got right now. So that's what I'm gonna use. So right now I'm cutting 2 pieces of tin. That's the plan, at least. Probably gonna have to break them down into 1 piece, but I'm gonna try to follow this seam right here all the way up. Working out 10 times better than I anticipated. I think the last time I used this thing, it wasn't working that good or something. I don't know. Maybe I didn't do it right. There it is, just like that. I got it cut. Leaves a little curly Q. This stuff will cut you. That was 2 pieces of tin. Right on the drop cord. When you're putting tin on the roof, you always want to overlap it the way the water's running. So if the water's running this way, and you're putting on your tin like going down a pitch like this, obviously you're going to want to put the next piece of tin under this piece of tin so it rolls mind you, I'm only doing this air compressor and all this so I can do one thing on the golf cart project, and that's use an air hammer to get that clutch off of that axle. Now I'm sure there's other ways to do it, but I seen that way on YouTube. I needed an air compressor for my shop so I can fill up tires and stuff like that. All I got right now is a little mobile battery powered DeWalt air compressor thing. It's pretty good, but I mean, that's for like filling tires on the run type stuff, not like using air tools and stuff like that. So total, I got $50 in the air compressor, I got $50 in the wood, and I got about $25 in the air fittings. Could leave it at that, but I went ahead and I purchased a 50-foot retractable air hose thing because I'm gonna mount it in the shop, and then I'll have air readily available. I'm getting the ladder out and start tacking these ones in the back. If you ever get on the roof of any kind of building, especially a tin building, you're going to want to step where the screws and the nails are, because tin is strong. But alright, so I drew a line. It's probably not square or the best, but it'll get the job done. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. If you like it, subscribe.